Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It is Tuesday, December 7th. We're going to talk about overall market, the SPY, some technical analysis, some options we got going on. Gamestop earnings tomorrow. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at HappyMoneyYT. I retweeted this GameStop shorts tweet. That was pretty funny. And then the guy, excuse me, the guy who works for GameStop's been blowing up Twitter saying what he can and can't tweet, and Super Stonk is eating that up. Anyways, here's our Twitter. We also have a Discord server you can get on. That's at HappyMoneyYT, and then Discord's in the description. We can come pump some iron. Webull. Let's see. I'm using Webull here for charts. Yeah. So we said yesterday, TA wise, this was looking like bullish on SPY, and I said that shortly before I was opening up bearish plays. I was like, wait, I should stop. This is actually bullish because we had the divergence here on the RSI. And then this was yesterday, yeah. And then even actually breaking kind of past this, I was like, look, it looks like it could be a double top, but the fact that we had this divergence, and then on the day that it was more clear, this divergence right here. So yeah, big gap up today on the S&P, which is, I mean, it gapped up large, and now it's up 2.10%. So very bullish price action today on the overall market. So a lot of stuff is giving you a chance to exit. It's giving you basically a nice little bounce before another drop, I think. And look at this. I said I think it'll probably come up, but I don't expect new all-time highs. I still stand by that, but this is a pretty significant move in just one day. I think probably the MACD will come up to the signal here. So maybe one more day of bullishness, because this is a bull flag, I'd say. It's probably a little more bullishness this week, and then I think Powell's talking, and if he talks taper, we're gonna probably crash down at that point. If not, I mean, we might be retesting those all-time highs. We'll see, but I'd say still bullishness in the market overall. GameStop and a couple other stuff we're looking at. Go over some shares we bought. Let's see. So GameStop, yeah, looking bullish since yesterday too. Kind of just moving with the market, honestly, at this point. This chart looks very similar. If you can guess the next 5 seconds, I'll give you a virtual high five. 5 seconds over. I'll show you actually what this chart looks very similar to. These last 5 trading days looks almost identical to another chart, and I'll tell you guys in a little bit what that is. But anyways, on the hourly, we're bullish on the MACD. We were yesterday. Remember I was saying big candles, big hourly candles, bullish MACD. This thing looks like it's found a floor, and sure enough today it's coming up, moving with the market, which is typical for GameStop, unless if there is liquidation going on and shorts are covering and closing out of longs, then we're inversing heavy. So yeah, we don't have that going on right now though. It's going to be very mellow and very move with the market until it isn't. Earnings tomorrow, don't know what's going to happen. If there's no announcement and it's like the last 3 earnings we've had, I expect probably consolidation or a bit of a sell-off. I say consolidation and not just for sure sell-off, just because of how much we've come down already. Given we have had a pretty good bounce today and some of yesterday. So probably if there's no new news and it's just been like the last earnings, probably a little more of a sell-off, maybe to retest this 158, maybe even lower to this like 150, maybe one little volatility candle down to the 146 area, somewhere around here. If there is news, all bets are off. Might gap up, might rally. If there is good bullish news also, it could drop. That is just the nature. It could drop, but then I would be looking for calls either on Thursday or Friday for the next week if it is bullish news. Sometimes it takes some time to marinate in and for investors to kind of wait for things to shake out before they actually go long on the bullish news. It's not always just like right away, because that's what we need. I mean, the big money, the retail, they're not moving this stock clearly. It's big institutional investors or hedge funds going long or hedge funds closing short. So that's the stuff that's going to move it. And so yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that. But okay, so what does this stock look like? What does this chart look like? Tesla, look at these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look look at the last 5 trading days. Okay, just look at that. I mean, I'll just do it like that so you can see what's going on there. That's pretty crazy, huh? Yeah. Not super unusual, honestly, but maybe it's more unusual than I think. I'm kind of used to this stuff, so. But it moves kind of with the overall market, like I said, but the SPY, not quite the same as that, so kind of interesting how similar it looks to Tesla. That being said, we have those Tesla options. I tried to kind of close them out yesterday because I thought Tesla would probably bounce, and I didn't close them out, which is fine. I've got plenty of time on them, so I'm fine. I held them. Probably average back into them more if I'm down on them. Just because I'm still bearish on Tesla. I think this rebound is good, and I think it could even rebound a little bit more with the market. But then I think probably not break this up here. Probably maybe make a new lower high. But overall, I think bearish. We'll see what happens with that MACD. Gets closer to touching signal. GameStop setting up. It's kind of setting up a little inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, and here's the head. So it's looking bullish on all fronts. I mean, not like squeeze or pinching bullish, but just simple bullish indicators on the price action. And yeah, birds rallied today. Remember how we were saying on the big drop? I was like, this really just looks like consolidation, just in kind of a violent way, because this day was like a 20-something%, little consolidation, and then more consolidation. But the moving averages, you know, the MACD looked good. The 9 moving average, it stayed above that. Everything looked good. So now you can see it's just making larger moves on its way up. So yeah, up 15% on this thing today, which is neato. And I'll show you the options here real quick that we did. Oh, I'm actually in a covered call right now, and I freaking hate these. So the options right now on GameStop and a lot of the market actually is just the market makers are just because all the volatility, they're not moving the option pricing. They're just keeping premiums high everywhere. GameStop in particular, just because earnings is coming up, the IV is staying high and the premiums are just wacky. So I actually had a good covered call earlier. I was like, all right, I know when it's high from here to here, we had a pretty good move. And I tried to close it here. I just wanted to let the market maker come to me, and then did this whole move back up here. I closed it back up here for, I don't know, I think $400. And then I opened up another one over here, which I shouldn't have. Opened up another one here, literally right here, a 180 call. Opened it up right here, and that thing has gained value. I mean, yeah, it's come up a little bit, but all this time decay on a weekly, it's not decaying. The calls are not decaying with time. It's pretty insane. So I might take a little loss closing that out before market close, but not there yet. Here's our history. UWMC, Donero pointed out the borrow fee went up. I think what happened on it. Yeah, borrow fee went up. And I have that right here. Borrow fee went up to 15%. See, it's been low for a while, as well as the available shares went down. So this orange line's borrow fee. These graphs right here are the available shares. If you look at close, this is the price of the stock. So borrow fee goes up. This might not happen, but it might. And the shares went up from 679 up to a high of 1022. We'll see if that happens again with shares depleting and borrow fee going up. I think they maybe had news too of maybe buying back some share buybacks, maybe. I'm not sure about that, but I think that might have been some of the news on it. So we got a couple of those calls. What I get? I actually found some discrepancies in the option chain, which I was able to exploit. I had like 30 queued up, but it only gave me, I think, 7. And then market maker said, no, we're going to screw you. Can't do that. So then they upped it. But I got some at a good deal. We got December 17th, 8 strike. January 7th, 9 strike. Got a few of those. Jimmy, here's that 190 call I sold. Wish I closed it sooner. Sold to close. I closed out of that birds. So what's weird on birds, $7.50 calls. They were just hardly moving. I sold them out like right here before this melt up. The gamma on them I think was just too low, and it just wasn't moving the option price. They were in the money, and I didn't think I paid much of a premium on them, but yeah, it's just not moving the premium. So close out of those for a small gain. GME, I actually closed my put credit spread on GME, the one that I I mean, I could have left it open, but I was like, I want to kind of close out of some of the stuff. Because coming into earnings, I don't know if they're going to dump it. I don't want another big one I'm rolling over. And I still have this one right here that I have to roll over, which is very large. So if it's bullish, I won't have to roll this over. It'll expire worthless and payday. If it comes down, I will probably have to roll this, which is kind of sucking on my margin. The margin requirements on GameStop, I think they're still insane. I haven't checked lately, but I think they're still like over 100%, which is strange for a stock that has a very low borrow fee and tons of available shares whenever they need to short it. Doesn't make any sense. 700, I haven't even checked this in a while. Almost 1 million shares available. So yeah, but for whatever reason, yeah, margin requirements are insane. What could that be? Could it be? Here's the 180 calls I shorted. I'm gonna try and close those. Hopefully, I just want a little tick down here on GameStop before close, then I'll close them. Yeah, close out that one put credit spread for a little profit. The other one I'll probably have to roll. I bought ORF shares. This thing's so cheap. I'm like, this one, I think it's a biotech, whatever. It's one of the ones that just goes crazy at times. So, like, I don't want to chase it. I'm just gonna, it's at a cheap price. I'll just buy shares of this thing and hang on. And if it goes crazy, I'll maybe sell some calls or maybe sell the shares, but just do more of a swing trade on stocks that are a really good cheap deal. And to me, if we have a crazy market crash, if something's already pretty much all the way down, not going to go any lower unless it, of course, goes bankrupt. So I was like, well, I'll try this out with ORF. Yeah, I think this is a, yeah, biopharmaceutical. So when they get some news, some FDA thing, sometimes they can go crazy. Then they get momentum from day traders and swing traders, and then get something like that, where it goes to $77. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen again, but this $5 or what did I get at $3? I don't know. It's pretty much the cheapest it's ever been. You know, the lows over here, 5, 4, 4. So I'll just hold that one. And with a market crash, it's not necessarily going to come down a whole lot. Some stuff will rally, like GME is going to go crazy up. So speaking of that, I was curious. It's funny, I haven't done this before, but I was like, what did GameStop do in the COVID crash? Because I was like, you know, did it squeeze? What happened? And it didn't. And but I was pleasantly surprised to see that it didn't really sell off much at all. It pretty much didn't have much effect on it, which is good. It means it was stable through a crash. So here it is, like right here, this February. Let's see, this right here, this drop right here is COVID, more or less. I mean, yeah, if you look at the market, let me see. So, like I was saying before with ORF, this, if it's cheap enough, it can only go down so much unless it's going to go bankrupt or, I don't know. I guess you could have a reverse split and then it could go down more. But it can only go so cheap before it's bankrupt. So let me see. Yeah, so 219 is kind of when it started. The bottom was 319. So, yeah, like right here, it was this. And then this one bottomed only after a few days and started rallying. Kind of interesting. If there is a market crash now, like we had in like COVID, I don't think it'll be this violent necessarily. There might be some weeks where it is like this with a rally. I think it's going to be much longer term. But at any rate, GameStop is at a much higher price now, so it's possible initially it will come down more. I'm just kind of preparing myself, and you guys, it's possible initially it could come down more with the market before it inverses and hedge funds are liquidated and need to close. So because it's at a much higher price than it was before on the last market crash where it was $8 a share or whatever. That being said, we have seen this in volatile times and it's held up pretty well. This move did move with the market, and you know, golf clap for the hedgies. They were able to move it down with the market on that one. But really, there's been big downward moves where GameStop's kind of held up really pretty well. And then of course there's times when it just fully inverses and is probably causing some of the market to crash itself. 913, 930, it's probably coming down then too, yeah. I don't know, you watch it on a daily basis and you're like, wow, the market's not doing well, and GameStop kind of sometimes isn't affected at all by it. So at any rate, yeah, that's ORF. That's kind of the reason behind ORF. Not to cover Oh, that's okay. Yep. Closing out of those. $6 from 645. So nothing huge on the covered calls on there. But this chart looks so much like Tesla. It's so funny. There we go. A little volatility to the downside. Waiting on news tomorrow. I probably will be streaming. If you haven't subscribed and hit the bell, do it. And we'll probably stream tomorrow at like 3 up until earnings, I think, are at 5. So just hope there's an announcement. I mean, maybe it'll be like the last few earnings and be a little sad, but not much we can do about that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on Discord. Peace out.